Hello everyone, Michael Mechanical here with a video on Tata. Well, kind of. Should have done everything. So, I got good news, I got bad news. I'm gonna have to do some more homework, but I finally got the cluster in, and I have this new piece of plastic that's been inserted into the dash cluster. Although it doesn't look pretty, it's at least sealed because the previous owner was silly and drilled a hole right through and did some crazy things. I've been checking everything out, and there's some dodgy wiring somewhere on the car for the light over there. I've been inspecting some components, doing some homework on the car. I've still got a bunch more stuff to do. There's good news and there's bad news. The good news is this car so far seems pretty safe to drive. The front brakes need to be done, and then the car is pretty much safe to drive. It will have braking capacity. The bad news is, engine wise, she's probably going to blow and she won't last. So all the money I've already spent is going to go down the drain unless I can get a new part, and that is the turbocharger. The problem with the turbocharger is the fact that the turbo compressor wheel is kind of sloppy sideways, but also the compressor wheel itself has been damaged, and I told it's probably from debris and stuff. For the repair, it's going to cost $1,150 plus. So starting price is $1,150 because that's just to buy the part to replace the one in there. I don't think I'm going to spend that kind of money on this car. Although, I'll be honest, the rest of the car is pretty strong and reliable. It needs a new head gasket and it needs a new compressor. So, if I was to put my, coins somewhere, I would say I'd get another second-hand turbo, which is in good condition, not necessarily perfect, but just better than what's in here. Put that on there, throw some stuff into the system to try and seal up the head gasket, and hopefully get some life out of this. Other than that, one safety concern I had was I've been checking all the brakes. I haven't done this one yet, but I don't know the composition of the material of the brake pads in the rear or the front. And I've gotten a dustpan and been sweeping things up and just brushing things off. And I haven't realised that it could be asbestos, which is very, very bad. Now, these things are pretty loose, though you still have to crack them anyway. I haven't done this side, so... Anyway, to give you an idea of why I need a new turbo. Oh. I don't know if you can see this hose, but you see all the oil in it? That's all because that's the turbo pushing out all that oil. And all that oil goes in the motor, and it will choke the motor, and it will compress oil. It'll be like hydrolocking the thing, but it'll be worse than just hydrolocking. It's oil, and it's feeding itself in and blocking up all the hoses. So not only does it make it harder to start the thing, but it's also causing other issues. So it's actually a little bit harder than the last one. So I'm going to guess this one might have some wear in it, because the other one came off pretty easy. I was actually pretty happy with how the other one came off. Okay, well, I don't have a mallet, so that's one of the first things I should have done. I should get some new screws and some other things. Triton's there. They'll be more expensive to fix than the Tata. 5-6 grand. Tata, half that price maybe. If I'm lucky. There's no guarantees on anything. It's just I'm trying to get everything done because I might be getting a job in the next few days, so I need to make sure I have a good car. There's no guarantees in the next few days I'll have a job. It's just one of the positions that I've been offered and I'm going for an interview for. They take 50 people on per month on average, and I reckon I've got a really good chance of getting one of those positions because I've got some experience and I think I could do it. Now let's see if that even makes it move. Nah, that's not right. So, did I put the handbrake back on? No. But I've got to fix up the handbrake after everything else has been checked. So that wasn't all the way down. That could be the reason why it wasn't moving. And that sideways play on it, I reckon it'll pop now. No. I'm going to get 2 screwdrivers and try and pry it off evenly. this one might be worn out. This side came off very easily, surprisingly, so I could tell that the brakes were really good on this side. This side, however, that I'm working on, probably not as good. So, how do you... This is really a pain in the butt. You can't make videos. We can't make videos because we don't have... Actually not. Give me something that I'm happy to put the... Not happy with the bang bangs out there. Here we go. It might be busted and broken, but I'm going to put this on the ground. Because I don't want to put my phone in the dirt. Come on. That's just the stupidest thing I could possibly ever do. Put one on this side, one on this side. I'm surprised this side's not going as easy as the other side did. This might require a puller, and a puller. Now, does this have an adjustment on the rear? No. This one's a little bit weirder than most cars. This doesn't have one of those adjusters. So, what I could try to do. Let's try this. I haven't actually pulled this one off, but the other one came off really easy. Whoa! Don't want it hitting the phone. That might mean this side's actually worn out a bit. And if this one's worn out, then I need to know by how much. Now, it needs new threads. It needs these bits put into it. And the only way I'm going to get those is by looking. So, they're normally like a 1/4 inch drive of some sort. Gotta go get the bits. All the bang bangers, kids playing out on the road, balls hitting the fences. Okay. I don't know why I'm out of breath all the time. Always out of breath. So, we got engineering drawer. We have a crap ton of bolts. I can't flip the camera because this is how stupid the world is. Those might be... Those I don't think will be, but we'll try them anyway. Some more now. Okay. Now I just need to go find an Allen key set, which is right here, and these are all usable now. That switch is a bit dodgy. I think that one's about to bust. Oh, I've never actually pulled this side off yet. I was trying to say that before. I've actually already said it before. But this side hasn't actually come off the car before. So, if we don't see any wear, then that's good. But if there's wear, we'll know straight away. We want to know if this car is worth fixing or not. Now, these could be the right ones, we don't know. If these go in loose enough, because these were my first pick, which is interesting, I should say, because I didn't expect to be picking one. These are full of dirt too, by the way, so that's one of the reasons why they're going to be a bit tight. There we go. This one's not going in properly. So that means there might be some wear on the inside. There's no guarantees on what's we're gonna find. These are pretty loose, and they didn't bugger up the threads, so these were the right ones. First pick, first served. Bang. Done. Now this should just slide off by hand manually. Oh, okay. Yeah, you can get your ball. Yeah. Ah, that's what happens when kids play their balls. So, that's how the internals look. We've still got plenty of brake pad here and here. I'm just wondering what this is like. This has had water in it, and it does have a ridge, a slight ridge on the edge, so yes, this side has had wear on it. And these don't seem too bad. I reckon they could last. They got a fair bit of life still in them, which is a good thing to see. There's no oil coming out of these, which is actually another good sign. So I could happily put the rear back together again and be satisfied. But if you look at this, it has huge highway springs in it. Sorry, I just read highway on the top. It's got huge leaf springs in it for loads and stuff. But it's funny how it says Irwin Motors Princess Highway East. So I'm guessing they're not original. Well, maybe they are. There's got to be a reason why there's a diff in the rear and the leaf springs like this. This is a crazy setup and crazy what we're seeing at the back, but it's got the strongest suspension of any car I've ever seen. Like, look at this leaf springs compared to the Triton. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a huge difference. But now that we know what the insides look like, this one's actually a lot cleaner than the other side. There was all on the other side, all these holes were filled up with dust and dirt and stuff. But like I said, I don't know what the composition of the material is. If I had to guess, I reckon that is asbestos, because there's like white fibery looking stuff on it. But I haven't messed around with any dust. It's a little bit unsettled, so there's a good chance that, yeah, okay, not safe. You should wear masks when you work on these cars, but I didn't know, and I still don't know. I can't be certain, but I'm going to put this back on. be satisfied with what you got. The rear looks really good. Actually not. I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to take this apart again in a second because I've got another job I've got to do before I can put that back together. It means if I don't keep consistency, I won't be able to do this unless I took screenshots. So what I'll do is I'll go to the front, we'll look at the front quickly. Add a breath again. I'm going to look at some stuff since, well, we've finished with the rear, looking at the rear. So, I can't show much because this is really, really hard to hold the camera. I don't want to take the phone out because it's expensive. This is what it all looks like now under the hood. Been cleaning up in here. This is rubbish. I hate that YouTube Live isn't letting me do it anymore for now. But this turbo compressor here is really knackered. There's just a lot of play in it. The wheel's been chipped internally. We have no idea what it's like. It needs a new internal. That's $1,150 just for that little thing right there. It's crazy how much things cost on this car. Like I said, there's some wiring issues here with the lights. As you notice, there's no actual fog lights. There's not one of these on that car. It's built into the headlight, and so everything comes out of this unit here. It still builds up with water. You can see there's a bit of water there in the level. I'm not sure how I'm going to fix that since it's made out of glass, but it keeps filling up with water. You can see there's some water there around the edge. I don't know about this one. I think there is maybe a slight amount of water now. I have no idea. I can't see any water on that one, but this one you can. This is also made out of glass. So, they're made out of glass, so that makes it harder. It needs new headlamps. It's got plastic braking here. I've got to see what I can do, guys, but this turbo needs to be replaced from what I can gather information-wise on this thing. This turbo is just no good. So it needs a new turbo, which is going to be a bit of a headache to get in and out and to do stuff with. I was just wondering, where's the exhaust pipe on this thing? Okay, there. No, that's drive shaft. I don't even see an exhaust on this thing here. Can't not have one. It's just hiding so well. It's like as if it's built into the chassis or something. I see a drive shaft, but that's it. And that's for the front diff. But I don't see the exhaust. Ah, there we go. The exhaust goes under the car to the other side, it looks like. What a stupid setup. The exhaust is going like down, goes to that side of the car, goes to the back, then comes back out this side of the car. Which is really weird how they have the exhaust going like that. I mean, seriously, have you ever seen a car that does that? I mean, normally the exhaust stays to one side and not go over one side and the other, then the other again. That's just weird. I bet you could see it from here, the exhaust. So there it is right there, that's the exhaust pipe. I hope you can see it. So yeah, that's really weird. But I've already spent money on this, so it's about making a decision on what I'm going to do next. I need to get a car going for work when I do get one. 483DL. Okay, that's what the engine was. I called it 4DL83 instead of 483DL. So I'm going to have to fix that. But there's a lot of other things that could have money spent on it in order to make this a good runner. But as people might realise, this is not a cheap car to start, run, fix, whatever. It is very expensive. $1,150 for that. Then you got to worry about the hoses and if you need to replace them or not. Like, I don't think these need to be replaced so bad. The big heavy duty ones, they seem pretty alright. Those ones do, even though these are weird. They're a bit broken, but I'm trying to repair them. The one on the turbo was wrecked. It needs to be replaced. There's all these other fancy ones around the place. It's one of those things where I'm not really sure what I should and shouldn't do. All I know is getting this thing running would be a priority for work. Now I know the neighbours have a chook. Ha! Roosters. Okay. Well, thank you all for watching and sticking around. I hope this looks good. I'm trying to get some more screws. I've got to re-secure this to the dash. Dash lights actually work. This does the dash illumination stuff. I'm going to leave everything at that. I can't really do much. I've got lots of new stuff for this thing, and I've got a lot more work to do. As you can see, dirty stuff. If this can be clean, I'll be happy. I feel like this car's probably not going to make it to the road because the parts cost. And if I can source anything, or get anything at all for this, I don't plan on registering this as it is. It's got a good engine in it, except for the head gasket needs replacing. It's got a bad turbocharger on it, and unless I replace it, the engine is going to go bad. So the question is, what am I going to do next? Because I'm going to take off the cap, and what you'll notice once I lift off this cap, there's a bit of a milk in there. Well, it's more underneath this than anything. I noticed. Look, there's the milk coming out of the hole. That's all milk. And that's not a good sign. That's a sign of really a tighter engine. How do you get oil in the coolant? Unless there is a problem with it. So, guys, thanks for watching. Feel free to support the channel, videos, everything. Feel free to do anything you want to do. I've got to let you guys go. I've got to keep working on this. If she does end up going on the road, she's going to get all cleaned up and she's going to look as good as possible. There's going to be some putty or something filled up in here, and it's going to have these plastic things fixed as best as I can possibly do it. As in, they're going to get glued together. The thing is going to get buffed and slight paint jobs everywhere it's rusting. That's pretty much all I'm really going to do. It's going to get buffed, washed, everything, just to make it nicer than what it is. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you later. Peace.